up juice to end the drought, yeah. I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, yeah, champion, huh? Yeah, we here.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green and the Indianapolis Colts. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Prescott on 1st down. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself a bit.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Fielded in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 49-yard line.
2nd down and 5.
Prescott from the gun. And he whips that one incomplete there. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and 5.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And he comes back with one complete. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
And a Packer first down.
From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
He was brought down.
Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Brings up third down and 7.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taking it around the 40.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards.
And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over first and 10.
They'll run on first down with Akers.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about. That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin them inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And they finally get him down at the other 46. Nothing fancy there. A little smash mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described, and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
On first down, Garoppolo. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. So from the 36 now, first and 10, draw play. It's Eckler. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Brought down at the 30.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
On second down, Eckler. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 27. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
Brings up third and 1.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And they'll work mark it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not...
And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Jalen Reagor, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
The kick is
early on. They have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now.
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The product of Jersey City, Tahir Whitehead on the sack.
6 yards.
Someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Here we go. 11. Check. 36. Check three.
Running on first down, Eckler. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
The ball carrier.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd.
11.
Garoppolo. He'll fire it deep for Reagor. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They'll try to run with Breida. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Matt Breida, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? and the very next play they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
On the tackle.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Raymond.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
1 yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Prescott. This pass complete to Higgins. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 38-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Colts pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down in defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Hey, check. Under 10. 10. Bang, bang. 11.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Packers' 41-yard line.
Now Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, a chip shot here. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And that going to hit in the end zone as we restart things here in the second half with a touchback. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
21.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the...
It's a foot race. 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Matt Breida with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Colts just continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
24-yard gain on the play.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Prescott. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Prescott now from the 50. Fighting Knox there, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
20-yard line.
Mike 51.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. This ball complete to Rager. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. A handoff, it's Eckler. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On first down, here's Breida. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On the give, this is Eckler. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
8-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8.
2nd and 6.
Check 24.
Going on the ground with Eckler. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
He was brought down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Packers take over 1st and 10.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax.
Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Colts pick it up. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Zane Gonzalez lining up for the...
So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Colts 41, Packers.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Back now in Indianapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put them.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. K'Lavon Chaisson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. In trouble, and he's taken down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. No offensive nightmare there. You go for it on 4th, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. Trey Hendrickson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allowed a conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. DeAndre Hopkins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Colts 48, Packers nothing. Gonzalez
now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Going right back to Akers.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. That's pulled in at the 32.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means
Mike Evans, he's going to go past the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give him credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0.
The kick is good.
You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. And no return from Montgomery. Bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them. The Packer pressure, and down he goes. A.J. Epinesa brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Garoppolo looking to throw. He'll fire it deep for Rager. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Rookie Jalen Rager, the intended target that time. And it's third down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He's going to take another shot here. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. That's taken in by Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
To T. Higgins. Out of bounds at the 25.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
And again, it's Prescott. Flushed out right. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it's 3rd and short.
It's 3rd down. And 1 yard.
To the air again, Prescott. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time is run out now on this game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Indianapolis, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So for Charles Davis and our entire